also, and we can commence our proceedings. And others possibly will be joining in due course. Kesavan will be coming, in fact, in the next. Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramagurubhyo Srimadananda Tirtha Bhagavatpadacharyo Namo Namaha Narayana Paripurna Gunarnavaya Visvodaya Stititolayan Niyati Prataya Jnana Prataya Vibhuda Sura Saukhya Dukkha Satkaranaya Vidadaya Namo Namaste Yo Vipralimba Viparita Mati Prabodhan Vadan Narasya Kritavan Bhuvitatvavadam Sarvesvaro Haririti Pratipatakam Tam Anandaditta Munivaryam Namami Pujjaya Raghavendraya Satya Dharmarataya Cha Pajatam Kalpavrakshaya Namatam Kamadenive Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahaihi Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vishvidavahaihi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome, friends. I think first we will start, because with the little, the brief prelude to whatever we have discussed. And before that, when we say the Shanti, we have explained Shanti in very many ways. We are telling 3 times Shanti. One is Adi Baudhika and Adi Daivika, and the last one is Adhyatmika. Adhyatma is the final one, because you are seeing, you are searching for the Lord everywhere. Finally, he is in your heart. So he Guhyam, he is there in the heart only. When you are coming there, then when your internal journey starts, then the whole outside interest and outside world, everything goes off. So this is exactly what we have seen. And if you see the etymologically, the word Shanti, what it does refer to is Sham. Sham in the sense the highest bliss. See, when we say Sham is the word which gives the, you can't say, beyond that there is any bliss. It is the final bliss, which you can be called the bliss of a Brahman. Sham Anta. Shanti in the sense Sham Anta. So Ita, Sham Anta Ita. When you are looking for that final bliss every time, so that you are trying to collect your focus physically, and then you are bringing the focus. When we say Adi Devika, environmentally also, you are bringing the focus into that. And finally, Adhyatmika. Finally, your focus is entirely into this, into your heart, and then you are doing it. So when we do the Shanti and when we recite the Om before every mantra and all, when we are reciting, we are bringing our attention so much. When we are reciting the mantras, we are in that same bhava as to what we are reciting, because our mind is not wavering around somewhere, we are reciting. Because once you are very familiar with some mantras, even when you are doing your office work, you can recite. So, but that will not give you, because the same bliss as you would have seen. That is why Sham. The Sham is a very, very important word. Shanno Mitra Varunaha. See, when we say the Sham is something, which is very wonderful to recite, that we will see, because how it comes in the mantras and all. So this Shanti is the one finally we are trying to find towards whatever the Nachiketa is looking for in terms of Swarga or in terms of because Vaikuntha, whatever, it is there. He wants to bring everything, to a level where the final bliss is available to him irrespective of the fact whatever is happening around the world. So this is exactly we have seen, from the 1.1.12 and 1.1.13, where we have said, what Swarge Bhayam Kinchanasti and Swarge Anshaya, because when you don't have anything, you don't have any thirst or, your hunger is not there and you don't get old, Jaraya, you are not becoming old. All those things has been brought about and all. Finally, when he came to them, and when you are explaining further, because in 1.1.13, when he is sort of requesting Yama to give that highest knowledge to him, Satvam Agnim Swargam at the 1.1.3 in your page number 18, it is there if for your reference if you want to. Swam Tagnim Swargam Adyeshi Mrityoho, because you know that. You are the one who is having that highest knowledge. Adyeshi Mrityoho Prabhuhi, you tell him. Prabhuhi in the sense, you are the one who Prabhuhi, Buhi. You tell him, you know the highest. You are the only one who knows that. You give me that knowledge. Prabhuhi Tvam. Why he was asking for? It is for the benefit of the whole mankind. When he gets back to this world, when he knows that, when he comes back here, he will be able to tell them. That is exactly he wants to do that. Prabhuhi Tvam Shraddhanaya Mahyam. I am so much, because I am only come only for this knowledge, Shraddhanaya. Because when he becomes Shraddhanaya, the one who has to get the knowledge will have to be same Shraddhanaya. So you have to have so much of Shraddha, because with that only you will be able to get the knowledge. That is how he was requesting Yama, and the Yama finally Mahyam. You know that. Swarge Loke Amrtatvam Bhajanta, because Swarge Loke Amrtatvam, what we said was initially Swarga is meant for only for getting the benefits of your punya. Once it is exhausted, you are going to come back to this world. And then, once you are getting into the one Manvantara, you will be living there. It's a Krama Mukti. Because why this Krama Mukti has been given in the Sanatana Dharma? Why you have to be in the Manvantara period, and why it has said like that? And in the sense, even when you give up all the desires and you give up everything, or even your karmas, sakarma, because sakarma, nishkama karma, you will be still doing it. When you are in the world, you will have to do it. Sakama karma, for the self benefit, when you are not doing it, still there is a possibility you may slip off. We have seen people slipping off effortlessly, because in some, even though they are so had the vairagya, they had slipped off. In order to ward off that only, that Shraddhanaya, he says that, and Swarge Loka Amrtatvam Bhajanti, it is a gradual, Krama Mukti. You cannot be getting into the highest bliss of Vaikuntha Loka or whatever it is there. You don't, immediately get into, you will have to work for that. You will have to maintain the same mental attitude, your Vairagya, Ekagra Gachinta, you will have to do that and all. Why this has been given like that? Because it is like that no one can do that. If we go literally take, is it possible for us, with our surroundings and all? It's not that. Basically, I just want to bring out the point, whatever is been propounded is well within our reach, with our own understanding. This is exactly, because the whatever philosophy that is there, you see any of the philosophy, you just go for any of the classes or any of the gurus. When they teach, everything will be just, you will not be able to adhere to, because they give you so much of conditionalities. They are also giving a lot of benefits, and your ability to understand everything comes forth. But then why we are going to the Guru is, Guru understands what is our attitude, what is our ability to get through. He puts it in such a way, he spoon feeds. So when he spoon feeds, it gets so much. That is why Guru is very essential. Why, the Bhashyas have been written by Srimad Shankara Bhagavatpada, and even Ramanujacharya has written the Sri Bhashyam, and so is Madhvacharya has written the Bhashyam for all the Upanishad, as well as he has written on all the scriptures. Why they have written is, the Bhashyam is what they have experienced, they have brought about. They have not written as some dissertation or thesis for you to just to show you their intellectual prowess. It's not there at all, because it has got nothing to do with the intellectual power of any of the acharyas. It is their intuition, what happened to them, what they have experienced. See, that is why you will not be able to get the same experience the acharyas have got. Only your guru knows what type of understanding, what type of experience you are capable of. He gives you that experience. That is why even, in our Madhvacharya, because then Harivaya Stuti is there. And Trivikrama Panditacharya, he belongs to another philosophy. In fact, he was more like Advaita. Advaita only. Advaita had a lot of streams, because people had adopted, to the place where they are, and they have also taken to that certain upasanas and all. So Trivikrama Panditacharya, after debate, finally he became one of the followers of Madhvacharya. Then, he could see him doing the puja as Hanuma, Bhima, and as well as Madhva. to Rama, Krishna, as well as to the Udupi, that Balakrishna, when he is doing, he recited that Harivaya Stuti. In that, the 14th verse of the Harivaya Stuti, what he says, Matar me Matarisman, you are like a mother. A guru is like a mother, because as your mother understands you, how to take care of you when you are a child, to bring about, same thing Guru takes care, because he knows your attitude. He knows your approach. He knows your ability to understand. That is why gurus are very important. Without guru, none of the acharyas, none of the scriptures, none of the Upanishads say you will be able to get the knowledge. Yama has become so important here. Without his, that particular, the attitude of a mother, you will not be. That is why Prabhuhi, he says, when you are knowing, Bruhi is still, Prabhuhi is, with the Vatsalya of a mother. You have to tell that. Then you will be able to get that, the final knowledge, which is so difficult to get, for anyone. He is the only one who is repository of the knowledge. He has to give. That is why, in this mantra, when he uses the word Prabhuhi, that importance is there. And then Bhajantaha is a krama. You will not be able to get the, you have to get yourself, the step by step. There is every step, you will have to get formed yourself, and you understand that. This is what the second vara he asked for. Then Yama tells him, about this Agni, what we talk about. At this point of time only, I just want to bring about, nothing is impossible. What is said here, what is, because in the context in which we are in, we will have to adopt that and use it. For instance, we have got everyday karmas, whatever we have to do. Whether we are able to do, or that is something different. What the minimum what we can do? See, there is a saying, the Vedic saying, Vipro vrikshaha tasya moolam hi sandhyat vedaha. When you are doing Sandhya Vandana, because all the Vedic mantras have been put in the respective place for Upasthanam and other things. When you are doing Sandhya Vandanam, that itself is giving you, that is, they say Vipro Vrikshaha. See, you are a Vriksha. So Vipro Vrikshaha, when you are a Vipra, Vipra is the one who was trying to get the knowledge of the Brahman. He is the Vipra. And we are called Dvija, because all Brahmins, you might be knowing, we are all called Dvija, twice born, because once the Upanayanam is there, you are supposed to be having one more birth. That is Dvija. So that is why, see, that's why the one of the words that is used when we are, my brother who is not there now, he used to tell, I think this is 30 years before, he was much younger to me, 4 to 5 years younger to me. He used to say, we are all Dvijabandhus. Dvijabandhus in the sense, we are Brahmin without Brahminical qualities. It does mean that only. We are Dvijabandhus in the sense, we are not, because of course, we are not able to do so many things that is required. But the minimum what they say, Viproha Vrikshaha Tasya Moolam Hi Sandhya Vedaha. At least you do that. So that is why you have to do that. Shaka Dharma. Because by doing that only, you get the attitude towards the Dharma. Because you will be getting the Artha, wealth and Kama, desires when you are doing. This, when you are trying to regulate yourself with the pranayama and the recital of Gayatri and all, that gives you the power to get, the right attitude towards the Dharma. If you want to take in Tamil, the Arathupal, whatever it says, Arathupal is how to live in this world. That is what they say. That entire thing is possible when you are trying to do that. And for that discipline, you do whatever discipline, not, because someone might not have born in the Brahmin, that particular community or the jati and all. He might be doing something else. For them also that is there. See, for every even agriculturist, he will not tell his siblings immediately to do these things. They will gradually taking them towards how finally they will have to do it and all. Because they give so much of importance to the crop. It is like a god. Finally, it is the earth, Mother Earth is giving you. See, you are just using the Mother Earth to get the crop, and finally you are also sending all your your excreta, everything to Mother Earth. She is managing it. The Mother Earth is giving you the drinking water, But all the dirty water also goes into her only. She has to clean and she is giving it. And when you are saying this pranayama, when you are saying prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, it is doing the same thing. You take the food, you take the water, you take whatever you want. Finally, it converts into energy. And after the energy, whatever is not doing, it is thrown out. It is again the vayu, it does it. All of them are doing like a mother. That is why Bhumi is also being treated like a mother. She is bearing with you. In fact, whatever you are doing, she is bearing with you. You are not only, taking the produce and the minerals what she is giving, you are also giving whatever is to be disposed of. Incidentally, this has got more meaning to that because we'll be coming to that. So the 8th last week, the 8th of May was celebrated as Mother's Day. A lot of messages in WhatsApp and flowers, bouquets, and all those things were being coming. For us in Sanatana Dharma, everything is being treated. Even Guru is treated like a mother. That's why I said, Matar me, Matar isvan, Pitara Tolaguru, Bratar ispab the Baddo. That is how he said. It's like a Guru is like Guru Panchakam also, because Shankaracharya Stula Sushmacha Karanantara Kelanam Paripalana. He is the one, finds, what type of a person here and what type of a sushma, that is your knack of understanding is there. And trying to find Sula Sushmata Karanantara Kelanam Paripalanam. Not only he gives the knowledge and he makes it, embedded into you. So much is there. See, because like Sanatana Dharma, because when Yama, why I wanted to bring it is, when Yama gave this knowledge of Nachiketa Agni, or which is later called Nachiketa Agni, Swargiya Agni, he has taken so much of importance to give it to him. He knows he is the one capable person. Nachiketa also is Shraddhaya. That is exactly he tells in this mantra. He takes it. It is not that someone has told you and he has grasped it. See, a lot of things we can grasp in our classroom also, but they will all be there only for that point of time. Afterwards, it will go off. These are all the permanent knowledge that will be embedded. It's life knowledge, how you have to regulate your life, how to be, going into the different dimensions which is possible for you to do that. That is what, we will have to do that. See, that is why when we say, because when Shraddhaya, even when we do Shraddhaya, minimum Shraddha, what we can, because we can't be learning Nachiketa Agni, Swargiya Agni, if someone teaches us also. We can, if you are, in the Vedic school or somewhere else, you will be doing it, for the purpose of you doing Yaga, Yagya and all. The Upanishad what else is, whatever is possible minimum you should do. That is exactly Vipro Vrikshaha Tasya Moolam Hi Sandhya Vedaha. At least you do that. That is what they say. Shaka Dharmaha. By doing that only, you know what is Dharma and Adharma. See, Veda tells you Dharma, but Veda doesn't tell you Adharma. How is it that Veda should have told Adharma? You can't say like that. See, because when we were all, in the services, we are all being given the authority by the powers that be, because the ministries, when they give the authority, they give you something called a negative covenant. In the sense, all these things you can't do. The rest of it you can do. So by any chance, if there is anything still left out which you cannot do, then you can do. That is how the negative covenant. See, when dharma is there and all, it is like that. Veda says you do these things and all. It doesn't say what is adharma. Adharma will change, with the context. If you are in a battlefield, adharma is different. Dharma is different. You will have to fight your enemy. You can't say ahimsa paro dharma because you are doing, you are a professional soldier. You are defending your country. The other person is also a professional soldier for his country. It is a game in which both of us will have to do our job. That is how finally what comes out is the skill and the finally outcome of the entire thing depends upon. So likewise, but in a normal day-to-day life, whatever is with nana janasya shushrushu karma, if you are finding someone is having any problem, if you are capable of helping him, you do that. That is karma. So that karma, when you are doing it, that will come only when you are trying to keep some discipline, which is Even the Sandhya Vandana is the minimum that what we can do. You don't have to think of all those things. And all. That is what all acharyas are telling. Even Paramacharya also do because the minimum you do it because Shaka Dharma. By doing that only, it is the branch. By disciplining yourself only, the Dharma is a branch. It is a vriksha. Vipra is a vriksha. When you are doing is tasya moolam, because that's it the root. When you are doing Sandhya, because Veda Paripalanam, that is the root on which you are standing. When you are a Vipra in the sense, when you are a Brahma, who is going to realize the Brahmatvam, the Brahmagyanam, when you are going to get that and all, your dharma is based on whatever your daily nishkama karma and all those, because Veda Anupalana and all, what we talked about in the 6 Ishta Purte, when you might be recalling in what we thought. At that time it comes. So Shaka Dharmaha Karmani Parnam, because whatever we are doing, the Sakama Karma is not, Nishkama Karma, they are all the leaves. So what you are doing, every day your ablutions, minimum ablutions or minimum worship or minimum recital of mantra, they are all the roots which is holding you. For that you will have to do it. Because what it says is if you don't do it, you don't have the roots. And when you don't have the roots, even the tree will fall, even the branches will fall. Parnam, even the karma, whatever you are doing is that will also go off. Tasyan moolam yatna tado rakshaniyam. So you will have to keep it. Keep your daily, because whatever duty you have to do. See, even a Vaishya, if you have to do he has to go to his place where he has got the business. You will have to keep everything in order, what is available and all. He has to take the same importance of everything. The agriculturist, you go to any of the villages, you see first, they will just put their hand onto the earth and take the blessings. It is the earth which is giving it to them, everything. You may be putting fertilizer or you may be putting so many things and all it gives. That is the devotion, skill and everything which you'll have to bring in whatever we are doing. That's what we are talking. Not necessarily only, for the Brahmins who will have to do Sandhya Vandanam and all. Anything you do, you will have to bring that attention, devotion and discipline into that. This is exactly what they are talking about. This is exactly the mantra number 13 in importance. After that only then, because he brought about, incidentally, when we have talked about this Mother's Day and all, in fact, last week, 6th, when we had the last session, it was the Shankara Jayanti. Shankaracharya's Jayanti was there on last Friday. And in fact, though we had remembrance, I think we couldn't mention or we take notice of it. A lot of the functions were happening. The day before that was Ramanuja Jayanti. Both were there in consequent. So when Shankara Jayanti, one of the things why I brought this was, he has written 2 fantastic works. Because philosophically very important works. At least we can get it reminded of on the occasion of remembering his Jayanti. One is Manisha Panchakam. Manisha Panchakam, Manishi in the sense, even the Brahman is being defined as a Manishi. Sapagargya Chukram Akayam Avranam Asnaviram Suddham Apapaviddam Kavir Manishi Prabhu Swayambur Yata Tatyato Rattan. We have seen in Isavasha Upanishad. Manishi, even when the Brahman, who is the highest knowledge, Manishi in the sense he is the Kovidaha, he has got the highest bliss and knowledge. Known Manish, there is a very common name in North India. Now, I don't know, in South India also it must be coming. Manish is the one who is the embodiment of all the knowledge that is there. The embodiment of all knowledge is Brahman. So the Manishi Panchakam is how, because of that greatest, that knowledge was obtained, because by a quirk of an incident, which you might not, which might have heard, which might have come across also. Shankaracharya with his Shishya, he was going in Banaras. And at that point of time, because when they were taking bath and coming from Ganges, when Chandala happened to come across, Chandala is supposed to be the Shiva himself. He has come here to, that is a turning point in Shankara's life. It's not that he was a philosopher already well known. But then, because of some of his Shishya asked him to just give way, so that, they are coming after the bath and all. That is where, he gave the highest philosophy at that point of time and all. That Manishi Panchakam, Panchakam in the sense it is 5 verses. So each one, will have, any Panchakam will have 5 verses. Each verses will give sort of, the, it is got, the chandas, everything is sort of a discipline is there. In the Panchakam, when you do it, you recite 5. In the 5, you bring out whatever, you have realized at that point of time. When the Chandala, when he came, when one of his Sishyas, supposed to have been his Sishyas, because people don't know whether it was Shankara himself happened to be there or it is the Sishyas who said that and all. Then he said it's Annamaya Evam iti. He said, I am the same, because I am Annamaya Kosha, because behind me there's Chaitanya, Chaitanyam eva viti. He says, 2 things, 2 words he uses there. Once he has recited that, then only the Shankara, and you are telling gacha gacha. Gacha gacha in Sanskrit is please give way and all. So, Tavabruhi gacha gacha emiti, because Annamai eva iti, Chaitanyam eva iti. Is it that, because am I Annamaya Kosha or am I Chaitanyamaya Kosha? Whether I am a Stula Sarira and I am a Sushma Sarira. All of us are same. We are all Stula Sarira and Sushma Sarira. So when he gave that, then only he recited that Manishi Panchakam. It's a very famous story. In the Manishi Panchakam only, all the 4 Mahavakyas of Advaita philosophy has been brought about. Like, the Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma, all those things. I am Atma Brahma, all those Tattvamasi, all those 4 Mahavakyas are being recited on those 4 verses, and final verses it is Moksha Sadhana. That is what it is. So this is a turning point, Manishi Panchakam. So the Shankaracharya Jayanti on this particular day, how he himself has mentioned how that Chandala said, how he got the knowledge. We are all same, we are one and the same, we are from the same source. We have come here, and that is how he recited that Panchakam. So that Panchakam is, I think, it needs a great elaboration. For that, we will just take that it is one of the greatest moments of Indian philosophical thought. After that, because he has written a lot of bhashyas and he has written a lot of slokas and all, because so that people, you should not only they think, you are thinking about Brahman and Nirguna Brahman and all, you have to do your own, you have to consider the other being also part of you. For that only he has brought about, all these slokas, and you have to consider yourself, the same consciousness, which is covering, commanding you, same live energy which is within you. The same live energy is within him, because that is how he propounded the philosophy of Advaita. And here the moot point of entire Advaita philosophy is Jiva Brahma Aikyatvam. That is a great concept. That is what he brought about in this Manishi Panchakam, and subsequently he recited that also. Another great Panchakam we will have to remember is, incidentally, since we had the Mother's Day and all, Matru Panchakam. Matru Panchakam he recited almost at the fag end of his mother's final days. Because he had given a word to his mother, he was to become a sannyasi. You might have known the story, because a crocodile was holding his feet when he was taking bath. Because when Shankara wanted to become a sannyasi, he said, only unless you say, you give me permission, the crocodile will not leave me. That is how he took sannyasa and went into the sannyasa ashrama. But he has given a word to his mother that he will come and do the final rites for her, and she will be there at the last minute, whenever she is there, whenever she wants, and whenever she thinks of, when he comes to know this is the final moment of hers, she will come and do whatever he should do and all. But normally sannyasis are not supposed to be you having given up, you have given a tyaga, and that is one exception Shankaracharya has done, because he has given a word to his mother. He can't just having given the word, he can't deny what he is. He should perform that. He is determined. In fact, it has created a lot of uproar, into the society at that point of time. A sannyasi should not be doing the last rites of his mother and all. So in fact, no one was offering him any samagri, to do anything and all. Finally, he just in his backyard, the whatever the plantain trees. Plantain can't burn, plantain is still. He cut all the plantain trees, with his mantra shakti. He created the fire, and finally he did the last rites of his mother. And because of that, one of the reasons attributed, if you go to Kerala temples in Kaladi, it happened. And since he is supposed to be a Nambudri, and though his Purvika is supposed to be from Kumbakonam, there the others, they said, you can't be, you people can't be doing the puja because one of yours, has done this rites of his mother, though after taking sannyas and all. That is how people from Karnataka, if you see Pothis, you will be seeing a lot of Pothis. Even Guruvayur and a lot of other places, they apply Chandan and they do it and all. They all came. Of course, for them, philosophy, they know the same philosophy and they are doing it. And they are the one, most of them doing the pujas in the South Indian temples. This is the one. The first verse of Matru Panchakam, if you recite that, it is heart rendering. He gives, I think, and I will just tell it in a very, very brief this one, because it's so heartrending. He says, how his mother would have suffered when she had to carry him, in her womb and deliver. He says, you have done all these things. Despite that, whatever little I am doing, it is nowhere equal to what you have done. So that, if you that Matru Panchakam, once you see that, that text itself, it is so wonderful. And it makes you anyone, because normally it is being recited only on a few occasions, because the people can't take it. I will just find out. Just a couple of lines, I will read it for you. The first stanza, it says, you have not only, you have emaciated carrying me, you lost all your bodily balance, you lost all bodily energy. And finally, after that, you have undergone so much of a pain. That pain, because you have taken it as if, you are trying to, you want to sacrifice everything so that, let the pain be there. Finally, you delivered me. And for a year, you carried me, and, because whatever, Malamutram, he says, all those things, you have taken, and you just kept me as it is. You have not left me anywhere and all. For all these things, even if I have become a sannyasi and a big guru, will I be able to do anything in return? This is very great in the sense, as a sannyasi, who couldn't normally, because they are not supposed to, they have to keep away from the entire family and all. He has recited that, and finally he did the entire thing, against the customs of that time. It is a sort of a revolution at that point of time. So that Matru Panchakam, it is such a wonderful thing. This is where, because if you have a time and you can read that, maybe I think I will also post some time on all the 5 verses of the Matru Panchakam. He says, in everything, in whatever she wants, because finally she wants to, they have got a family temple. Family temple is that of Krishna. In fact, he brings Krishna in front of her. Because Narayana, because their family, for everyone, we have got Ishtadevata. For their family is also, though Shankara Narayana is, his father was worshipping. And his mother was very fond of one Krishna temple. He brings the Krishna in front of her and recite that. This is something, because these two great occasions, since the Mother's Day was also there, how even our acharyas, who have, because they have been considered to be like, the Harivayustiti also, because the Guru is considered to be equal to mother, because like Yama is also like the same Vasalya he is teaching to Nachiketa. All these things comes, it is a sort of a culture in Sanatana Dharma. It is not something akin, it has come just out of the blue and all. Therefore, nothing is to be lived. Whatever you are living, your conditionalities are there, whatever best you can do that. And when you are doing, you do your everyday ablutions and duty, don't give it up, because that is the roots without which you will not be able to do. And not only that, our entire, our Sanatana Dharma says, don't just get enamored of something else and do it. That is more dangerous. In fact, so many words, it does it. Normally, I think these things are not being brought in. Swadharma nidanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayavaha. So when you are not able to do Swadharma, because if you see Gita, it will always be talking about Swadharma. Swadharma is the one, because okay, whatever you are doing, whatever profession you are there, you are doing, and whatever lineage you have to do, you have to do. You have to do the Pitru Karyam, whatever you have to do, that is Swadharma. You cannot be, absolving from not doing it and all. Swadharma is the very, very important thing. That is why there is Swadharmo Nidanam Shreyaha, because you will have to maintain and do it. And you just see, someone else is doing differently, because you are enamored of so many other practices, so many other religions, or so many other things. Paradharmo Bhayavaha. You cannot be getting into that. Because when Nachiketa tells everything and all, these are all embedded into that. Gita will also be telling that we will be seeing that. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramadipyamin. Because whatever you share it with your close people or friends or your own sishyas, and don't desist from not doing it. Please do it. Pramadipyam, don't abstain from doing it. Likewise, this is a Deva Prithyu Karyabhyam na Pramadipyam. Deva Prithyu Karyam, you will have to do that. You cannot abstain from that. See, we may be having circumstances. We may not be able to do anything in that. See, assuming you are in a country, you are away in somewhere in Africa, you got Deva Prithyu Karyam, when you have to do what you have to do. So you don't have person or like that and all. What our Sanatana Dharma says is mentally use yourself, the apavitram pavitro abhava, because you try to do it, and mentally whatever is possible, you think of them and feed some poor people wherever you are there. They are there. That is the Pitru Karyam. Not that you will have to do everything, because all these samagris and all is meant where you are there, when it is available. If not available also, you can't be telling, look, I was abroad, at that time I couldn't do that. There is no sort of a excuse for that, because that is your roots. You will have to do that. You go, and there is maybe there's some orphanage will be there, some missionaries will be there, some charities will be there. You give whatever is possible, you do that. This is exactly telling whatever is possible, whatever circumstances you do that. It is not necessary you will have to, just because it is said that like that in the procedure, my guru is said like that, I couldn't do. There is no excuse for that. That is because whatever we have to do is going to be the route for our own elevation to different dimension. If you, for your own elevation, the roots are not there, where are you going to stand? This is what exactly this Upanishad is also going to tell that. So Pravimi Nibodhita Swargam Mayinam Nachiketa Prajanan, that because we have seen last mantra 1.1.4, he said Bravimi, in the sense very, very with the full knowledge and a full concentration and a full sincerity, like a mother, he gave it Bravimi. Tatu me Nibodhita, he gave that knowledge to him. Swargam Agnim Nachiketaha Prajanan, he also got it, Shraddhaya, because he got it so verbatim without missing anything. Like, as we were talking about a nuclear power plant, and as you have to know about it, he got everything together. Ananta Lokapti Mayupadishtam. Ananta Lokapti in the sense where finally there is no only bliss, nothing else is there into that. That is our own mental condition. Once you are having a economical, equipoise, you will not have any sort of other thing and all. That is what exactly that is for God. Once you have that, once you don't have sakama karma and nishkama karma, and that is the final you can do with this body, mind, and intellect in this condition. This is exactly what has been said that. Why don't we do that? So that is why the Anantaloka, the Anantaloka thing, Apte Eneti Anantaloka, because when you said because no more desires are there. See, I just want to bring a small incident, because in this case, it's not that irrespective of the religion, creed, whatever it is there are so many things happening. Recently, a person, a well-known professor here, he's just about in 90s, he passed away. He was very highly respected professor. He has worked in the very, he was of course the Christian by birth. He was revered everywhere and a very good teacher, and he has got a lot of students and all. He had 5 daughters, and my one of the daughter is a very close friend of my sister too. That's how I know them. Otherwise, I didn't have an occasion. But I know him. He's a very well revered and respected professor and all, with 5 children and all. So in his family, what had happened? His mother-in-law, because he was looking after a lot of people, who are just finally coming to him, for help and all. When a close relative, his mother-in-law, I think, when she passed away, and suddenly I think they have to do everything and all. Of course, they have to take her, to a church, and finally she had bury her and all. She was on her person more than 25 or 30 saddles of gold. He had 5 daughters to be married. So basically, I think, of course, his wife was the only daughter. So she is naturally entitled to take the entire thing and all. But he said no. This was on her person, and this has to go wherever it has come from. He took that entire thing, gave it to the charity. Despite the fact he has got 5 marriageable girls, whom he could have rightfully constituted, because his wife was the only daughter. He could have taken and used it and all. No, because see, he's a person who believed, because whatever person is having, it has to go. It has come from somewhere. It has to go there only. This is the final desireless stage. What a person should have. He passed away only a couple of days before, and he was in late 90s and all. I got reminded because I didn't know that. This is only my sister told me. Because how great a person. He's a man of principles. He will not, because even when he is denied something and all, he will not go for that. Because whatever I deserve now, that has come to me. Irrespective of whatever you are being circumstances, whatever, life you are reading it, when you got that, it is good. This is what finally we will have to aim for. This is exactly what it has been said. And after that only, because this is exactly finally when you attempt, Vaikuntha Loka, when you go there, and this is the quality we will be Krama Mukti also. After one Manvantara, you are there, and finally this is what the status you will be having. And here when that is what, Tam Abravit Yama, Tam Abravit Priyamanoho. Mahatma, this is 1.1.16, what we are doing now. Before that, we had 1.1.15 also. That we have seen Lokadim Agnim Tamuvacha Tasmeya Ishtakaha Yavatitva Yatava. See, whatever you have heard, whatever you have got it, whatever you Ishtaka is the 360, because we said whenever you have to do a yajna, you have to have 360 bricks of a particular size, you have to do that. Why they have given is when you are doing, you have to give so much of attention and concentration. You should be in the form of a Garuda or tortoise, you do that. When you are doing all these things now, you are not doing it for your own purpose. You are doing for Loka Kalyan. Whenever you are doing Swargi Agni, it is not you alone will go to Swarga, you alone will go to Vaikuntha Loka and all. When you are doing, because this is for the purpose, at that point of time, any affliction is there, any pandemic is there, any drought is there. Let them all be watered off. Kale Vashantu Pajjanyah Prithvi Chachasalini, because when you are doing it, You are doing it. Why Swargiyam, it is called the Agni. When you are doing Agni, when you are doing all the ahutis, what happens? You give it to the Agni. The Agni is the mouth through which, the entire Brahman, gets it. So whatever ahuti when you give it, when you are giving it, with the Baba, when you are giving, it's not for, you are not wasting the thing and all. You are telling, I am having this so that you give me enough so that I can offer it to others as well as offer it to you. That's what you are doing. Once you are giving, you see, when you express a gratitude, what is the gratitude? Gratitude give you the receivership. You are entitled to yogyata to receive. When you are expressing that, when you are ungrateful, you don't have the yogyata to receive. So when you are giving the gratitude to the nature, Mother Nature, be it the Mother Earth or, because even the Matru Panchakam when he has recited, it is not only for the Shankara's mother, it is for the mothers of the world. The entire world he has said that. When he did the Kanakatara Sostram, when he said, it is not only the house, where she offered a small, that small piece, she offered, it's not only for her. Anyone who has that bhava to get that. So it is like that, when it happens, through that, the avahana, that is why he is called Jatavetaha. He knows, he has got the entire knowledge and he takes it. That is why in the Rigvedam, when first Rigveda, the first mantra is Agni Suktam. The Agni Suktam is the Agni gets the power from the Brahman and he is the one who receives all the gratitude and gives it to him. And everywhere it is there. In all philosophy it is there. In Advaita philosophy also, Hiranyagarbha, what we call, whatever you are offering finally goes to Hiranyagarbha based on your eligibility and yogyata, you are getting the benefit of it. Like Isavasya Upanishad also, because fourth mantra is Matarishva. When he says, he is the one, who is finally taking all your good deeds to him and get the benefit offered to you. He brings it. Because he is an agent, because Matarishva is considered to be, because the highest in Vayu is considered to be the highest one. Likewise, Hiranyagarbha is also. All these concepts have been brought about because you should be grateful enough to whatever you have received in this world. Be it from your parents, be it from others, or be it from the earth and all. When you are having, where is the purpose of doing Sakama Karma? When you continuously been receiving, you will only be Nishkama Karma. When you are doing Yaga, Yagna and all for the benefit of the whole Loka Kalyana. It is not only for your Kalyana. This is exactly the concept. When he gives, Yama gives this Swargi Agni, he knows Nachiketa will do the benefit for the benefit of the entire whole world. He will not be doing it for himself because he is such a eligible person. He has gone beyond, transcendent and beyond everything and all. In this context only we said, because we may not be doing the Swargi Agni or Nachiketa Agni, but whatever we ablutions, whatever we do, we get the discipline so that, we are able to do this Dharma. So when the Dharma, when it is there, because through the Artha and Kama, when we do it, it will be in consonance with the Dharma. Dharma in the sense, whatever is at that point of time. That is Dharma. In a battlefield, Dharma is different from what you are working in an agricultural field. That is different. When you are working for a company, is a different Dharma than for anything else. So if that Dharma is there, the question of corruption or anything like that would not have come about and all. Because we have lost our roots. We have lost our roots. Once the roots are gone, the Shaka is the Dharma, that's also gone. Karma is the Parnam, which is the leaf, that's also gone. The entire Sanatana Dharma, why this has been, the practices have been brought about, the disciplines have been brought about, so that, you live by yourself and you have the roots with you. You don't become rootless. This is exactly this. Swargi Agni or Nachiketa Agni, what we are going to do about is finally the purpose is only to that. So once that has been done, Lokatim Agnim Sachapi Tat Pratyadvadam Pratyuktotam Atasya Mrityuhu Punarevaha Trushtu. Because he got so Shraddhaya, he got whatever he has told him, he got it, because he has do it in Anushtana. In Upanayanam, after Upanayanam, because we don't have any Acharya to teach us, how to do the Sandhya Vandana nowadays. Of course, nowadays online is there, people may be taking it about and how to do it. What is the purpose of it? When you are doing that pranayama, when you do 10, 12 or 15, 18 or 108, that gives you that focus. When you do Pratakala Sandhya Vandana, it gives you the focus for the entire day. The Madhyaniha you can't do it, you can do along with the Pratakala also you can do, because that gives you booster, it gives you boost up, your entire discipline into the day. You are able to Sayam Sandhya Vandana when you are going, because when the dusk comes in and Varuna takes over, because he gives you the knowledge and all. When he gives the knowledge, he gives you such a great knowledge so that you can relax yourself to the utmost peacefully. You get a good sleep. When you get a good sleep, only all your regeneration takes place. That is the purpose. And when I talked about the 5 suktams, when we talked about Ratri Suktam also, when we talked about, the purpose is, you go without any problem to your nest, mental nest also. So it is not only the residence where you are going, when you finally you just go without any bliss. You don't have anything to carry over to the next day. Some problem, because you are worrying about something and all. You get into your own nest. That is how you are able to get the best of it. This is exactly the Nachiketa Agni, or what Swargiya Agni, whatever is being talked about. Because this is basically, it is not something Upanishad is talking about which is impractical. It is not so. Which has to be practical within our means, within our circumstances, whatever we are capable of, whatever has been assigned to us. Because beyond that, as I said, even Pitrukaryam, if you are abroad or if you are somewhere else, you do it. Manasa Vacha, that is good enough. Apavitro, Pavitro Bhava. Okay, you do any help any someone else, used to. That is what is desired. You cannot be taking excuse. Because we are very fond of taking the excuse, because look, I couldn't do that, I was always in a traveling job. So what? Even when you are in a traveling, if you are in a flight or if you are in a car, you are traveling, suppose, it is the time, you will have to do. The Sanatana Dharma says, you see, apavitro, pavitro bhava, because you take it and you recite and mentally you do that. Like an Aranyaka in Veda, because when it says Aranyaka, when you've gone to the Aranya, you'll have to do whatever is Samagri available. Mentally you do that, because mentally also you can do that. This is what is being advised by all the Acharyas. Don't desist from not doing it. And there is no option for not doing it. In fact, because if you ask the elders earlier, they used to say, by doing Sandhya Vandana, you are only doing your duty. But doing that, you are not going to get extra benefit. But not doing that, you will be having the problem in the sense you will become rootless. This is the sort of, because that's what exactly what we saw that. And without roots, how we will be able to stand that? It is for that. See, even any businessman, even agriculturist, because for them also, even when you are planting a small plant, transplanting, or even you are putting a seed, because there is a way they have to, you have to take it in your right hand between the thumb, and the four point finger, and then don't, just put it very softly into the earth. You should not be digging in as it, because the mother earth is taking that seed to give you back. There is a way to do that, all those things. Once you have all this discipline, whatever is assigned to us, that becomes, that's why exactly when he said, we have also seen, in earlier Nachiketa said, before me so many people have come, after me so many people are going to come. When he said all those things, what he said was, whatever we are assigned, we should be doing it with the same Shraddha, Shraddhanaya, what he said. That is what we have seen. And we have also seen come to the last mantra, we have very briefly touched upon 1.1.16. This is the mantra we touched upon. Tam abravit priyamano mahatma varam. Because we said how he is being considered to be Mahatma. It's not an ordinary Atma. So though 7 years old, Nachiketa, because he has been focusing only onto that Mahatma. Varam tave ha adya dadami bhuyaha, because he got so excited. Tushtaha, we used a word. He grasped it so well to the hilt. He said, I will give you one more extra bonus vara. Dadami, that is what we saw last. Bhuyaha taveva namnam bhavitaha, because it will be called, this Agni will be called the Nachiketa Agni. Bhavitam ya agnihi shrinkam cheyamanam cheyam aneka rupam grihana. Grihana is the sense, it would say it's what you can wear. Aneka rupam is gold, what we said. Bahurupam, aneka rupam, it's all gold. Shrinkaha, it is a chain. I am giving it to you as a sort of a bonus one. See here, the Shrinka has got two meanings. Shrinka is a chain. Chain, because all of us, we are seeing, the people are wearing it in the gold. It is also some sort of a impediment to you. When you are chained to samsara. See, Nachiketa, he gives, I will give you the bonus, and he gives enticism with a Shrinka, Aneka Rupam, it is made of gold, I am giving it to you as a bonus, because you have grasped it so well. Tushta, I am so happy with that. When I am giving it to you, again you bring it into the samsara bandhana. Whereas Nachiketa is not so easy to be, put in, because he comes with the full Shrinka. He has come with the full Shraddhaya. So when he is Shrinka, in the sense, he is giving it, he is an offering. He said, it's when you are giving, the multicolored, the Shrinka, it is a multicolored experience you will be having in this world. It is again putting you into Shrinka in the chain. Not only is giving you as a sort of a bonus, he is also trying to find whether you are getting into the samsara bandhana again. This is where Kathopanishad takes you into different dimensions. It is not that simply is offering, is giving you a bonus. Yes, you have grasped it so well, he enamored, and he keeps out, the Vidya Vinaya Sampanna. He gets, little elated. Look, I have grasped it so well. He has given me a Shrinka made of gold. I think, this is going to take me further. If he thinks, you would be gone somewhere else. That will not. It is again a chain of samsara bandhana. He is not taking it. That's what we will see here. Why he is not taking? Being pleased, the high-minded Yama spoke to him. Let me give you here another boon today. By the name alone, because you will be even Swadhyaya Agni will be called an Nachiketa Agni henceforth. Whether you are having 360 bricks, all the other Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad, I said 1080 bricks, because it has got the particular way of doing everything. You have grasped it to the hilt, everything and all. In spite of, you will be known among the man, only person who is having this knowledge. That is why it's called Nachiketa Agni. Till then, because no one had this knowledge before. Once you have got that, and you also accept this golden necklace, golden chain. Shrinka is a chain with a multi-experience, because again it will take you to the samsara bandhana. So why you should take in Aneka Rupa means golden. So with this, Nachiketa, is he enamored of that? Why taking that, what he will do? He says the large-hearted Emma, when he is given that and all, he gives this so that he finds out whether he has got the spiritual dexterity to continue the same Shraddhaya, what he said. Whether he wants to continue with that same thing, whether he is able to take it, or whether he gets enamored of it. So this, by doing so while he doing that, the results of Nachiketa Agni performance also tells it to entice him further. Trinachiketas Tribiratyas, this is 1.1.7. We will just recite it. We will see the detailed meaning next class. Trinachiketas Tribiratyas Sandhim Trikarma Vrinatis Janma Mrityuhu. Because Trinachiketa in the sense 3 nights, you have been. Trinachiketa also has got a great meaning, like, because three Vedas. Rig, Yajur, Sama, because you are doing it. Trinachiketas Tribiratyas Sandhim, they all take you together. Trikarma Vrittas, Tritij and Anma Vrityuhu, because all the three, will take you to the highest level. Brahmagyam Devamityam Viditva. Brahmagyam is a word which we will not discuss now. It is perhaps the only once, perhaps this is the second time this word has been used in the entire Veda, Upanishad, in the entire scriptures. We will have to very deeply understand this Brahmagyam. Devam Etyam in the Deva, in the sense, who is causing this entire, the creation and the destruction, everything, who does it, who is capable of, he is the Deva, not the Deva in the conventional meaning. Etyam is because whatever you are doing, whatever your desires, the desire will also say, because moksha also, if you want to desire, it is a desire. You should not have that. Why should you have it? Because that's also desire. Why should you have a desire of that? We will see the philosophical meaning of Viditva. Niche Yamaha Shantim Atyantameti. Because this is a very philosophical interpretation is there. We will take it to the next week. Because moksha, just with a small thing, I will try to conclude. Moksha, in the sense, what is moksha? Moksha is a moha. Moha, by anything you desire, you want to become a big yogi, you want to become a big acharya, you want to become well known in all the Vedas, scriptures, and all. That is also moha. Why understanding is after Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana, even that is only a like pole vault pole. Once you cross that, you will have to leave the pole. Then only you will be able to cross that. So that moksha, chaya, all moha chaya. You give it up. That is why moksha. The word that is moksha is used in Sanatana Dharma is whatever moha you become a nirmoha. In Bhajagovindam when he says nirmohatvam. Nirmohatvam is you should not have any moga whatsoever. You are dispassionate. You will not be elated by anything, or you will not be longing for anything, or you will not be feeling that you are deprived of anything. Nothing will be there. Dispassion. Dispassion is, because you are happy with whatever the status is there. Neither you are not going to be, because exuberance, it's not going to be exuberance, nor you are going to be desolation. Nothing is not going to be there. That is the status. That is moksha. Moksha in the sense, I have to get moksha, moksha. If I go on desiring that, I will not get moksha because that is itself is a desire. This is exactly the how Sanatana Dharma, how we will have to take the moksha. Moksha is the one, once you have that mental attitude of dispassion in everyday life, that itself is a moksha. That is what we will come to about. It is not unattainable in our everyday life. Whatever is being discussed in the Upanishad, it is not something mumbo jumbo. It is only available to the people who have talked and practiced. It is not that. It is possible for us in our present day circumstances, and it is very much within our reach. This is exactly Upanishad says. With that, and I will try to conclude today. And because this mantra and this philosophical import we will see, all the acharyas have given a great bhashyas on that. With that, we will try to, then we will go for a small meditation after that. Sahana avatu, sahanau punattu, sahaviryam karavavahaihi, tejasvinavatitamastu ma vishvidavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.